Hello everyone. Most of the time in my streams I keep yelling that camping in tank destroyers is a shame and shouldn't be allowed, but not camping with some of them can be quite difficult knowing they are really slow and require some specific skills not everyone has. I'm mostly thinking about the T110 E3 branch, but that's not only this one, and that's exactly why today we are about to review some tips allowing you to play your slow tank destroyers aggressively. First of all, let's set up one thing. In the game, if a tank is slow, it means it's well armored, and that's what you'll try to exploit while playing it aggressively. The first thing you want to try is the aggressive spotting. In the beginning of the game, you can try to reach the middle of the map, allowing you to spot enemies which are really far away from you. The fact that they are far away prevents you from taking easy shots that could penetrate a regular medium tank easily, but definitely not your frontal armor. By going to some sneaky places, you will surprise your opponents who are not used to see a tank destroyer at this place. You will also be able to sneak a shot at the beginning of the game and spot for your allies who will support you. But this is limited to some maps only, as to be able to spot them you have to be here quickly, which is clearly not a pro of these tank destroyers. And as you can see in this game, that's exactly what I did with my T110 E3. I went to the middle where you can spot enemies if you try to cross a bit. And as you can see, it's really successful because you will not see it, but at the end of the game I had the chance of spotting 3 enemies. And as you can see, when they try to reach you after, there is your team behind, which is going to rip them apart. But of course you need to have a good team, which is something really rare to have in World of Tank Blitz. The second tip is about the distance. As a slow tank, you can circle. Try to reach the battlefield through a straight line is really important. It can seem logic not to circle, but I saw too many TDs during different games trying to circle that I had to mention this. The efficiency is the key to do damage. The faster you join the fight, the faster you do damage and be a great support for your team. And as you can see, that's exactly what we did in this game with our slow T95. We went straight to the fight by jumping off the bridge and trying to play it aggressively on the RHM, the T34 and the Lover in front of us, but we still have to be careful not to be circled, as you can see right there with the RHM. Talking about being circled, and another tip I can give you when you try to play slow tank destroyer aggressively is making sure you're not alone. Having an ally is always a benefit, but it becomes especially one when you are playing a slow non-turreted tank destroyer, especially like this T28 you can see at the screen. It will prevent any kind of circling, but it will also shield in many ways. Why? Because a heavy tank has more weak spots than your average slow TD, making it an easier target for your enemies. Plus, if you're alone, you can still try to go somewhere in a town to push, because when you do so, you can use the buildings to hide yourself, preventing any form of circling. To finish, I want to talk with you about the terrains you need to absolutely avoid while playing your slow tank destroyers. We can sum it up in 3 different kinds. The open spaces, as it will mostly lead to lights and mediums trying to circle you. The hard terrains, which means you will have to avoid being in water as it really destroys your mobility, which is not high in the first place. And the hills or cliffs, as you will struggle to reach them, and most of the time, by the time you reach them, the battle is over. As you can see here, I went in the open space. Even if I have an ally with me, I'm gonna struggle because all the mediums and the lights just rushed me, which is going to lead me to my death. This video is now over. If you liked, feel free to subscribe, like and share, and don't forget you're not here to be better, but to be the best. Pantoufleee, over.